Today I am going to be organizing our office, which is definitely a space that has been lower on the organization list priority in our home just because we're not spending as much time in here. But I would like this to be more functional. Garrett works in here sometimes. He tends to sit in this chair, but I would like to work in here when this is cleaned up. So I did start to organize the office probably a couple months ago, and I did get some like different piles and things on the desk, but I just never actually got concrete categories for me to organize in different bins. I do want to get that permanent today so that I can head to the store, find some boxes, and start labeling and putting things away in the closet that we have over here, which will be super nice to get things off of the desk space. Let's see how much I can get done in the next hour. I did put books up on this top shelf on the right. These are bookcases we actually got off of, I think, Target when we were renovating our house. And then our contractor just put some molding on the top, some trim on the bottom, added this trim, and then we just obviously made it all cohesive to look like they were purposeful, but these were actually separate shelving units. Anyway, I love them, but I do think it's kind of stressing me out because I feel like it's a lot of shelves to try to decorate and make look nice, and I'm not happy with what it looks like right now. Same with the other shelf, but this is just what it's been since we moved in. So I do want to continue to collect books, and as we do, it would be nice to just fill these with books if we ever get that many, at least the top two shelves on each side so that it's uniform. But I do like the whole like rainbow look. It looks really clean as far as having like colorful books and stuff like that. Just organizing them by color looks a lot better. So that's kind of where I started over here. I probably will just have like nothing on the shelves for now until I figure out what I'm gonna do. And that's the update there. So my camera actually died, so I had to plug it in, but I didn't want to stop working because I was just on a roll. So it wasn't interesting anyway. You basically saw the beginning of it. I ended up taking everything off the desk, putting it on the ground, cleaning the desk because I just wanted a clean space to start with. And then I read through every single folder and piece of paper we had in the office, every single thing. And I started making post-its, which I can't show you guys too up close because my husband does real estate, so there's a lot of personal information on those papers. But I essentially just labeled as I found different items or different categories within the papers. I would label on a post-it what it was for. So like we have a couple different investment properties, so I was labeling like the address for those and then all the papers that needed to go with it in each section, if that makes sense. And then like a taxes section, all that kind of stuff, just like categorizing everything. And I was only throwing away things that were like obviously trash that we don't need anymore, old bills, stuff that I knew I could throw away. So I threw away probably about half of a box worth of trash, and then I had my husband come in, so that took me an hour and a half, and then my husband came in for about 30 minutes, which I think, you know, we've both kind of been avoiding this project for a while because it felt really overwhelming, but it made it a lot more bite-sized and just easier for us both to go in there and get it done. So I would go through every single category and I was like, tell me what to keep, what to throw. It took us 30 minutes. We got everything down to like not even 10% of what I even had there. So it's looking so much better, and I am currently gonna go to the store to try to find some drawer organizers for pens and highlighters and things like that, and some ways to organize some receipts for our businesses, and just ways to create systems going forward so that we don't end up in that position again with a mess of an office. So I will show you guys what I find. So I just got out of Office Depot and spent like $120 on organization stuff, which I will obviously show you guys when I have it all set up. But it's just crazy that like it costs money to even be organized. It doesn't have to, but I just feel better when I have sections to put things in, and they're labeled and you know where it goes every single time. But you definitely can still organize without that stuff, but it definitely is pricey even if you're shopping for like deals. Like I bought some things on sale, but things just add up so fast. What you don't see happening here is just a lot of trial and error. Sometimes it's hard to get things to fit perfectly, so you just have to get it as close as possible. I did try a lot of different configurations with these containers until I figured out what worked best. I did end up changing out where the Post-its are, and I ended up putting Sharpies there. So like I said, just kind of play around with it and figure out what's the most convenient for you, where you want things to be within reach, and just play around with the layout until you figure out what you want. Then you can set all the containers in place with the museum wax. So once I figure out the perfect layout that I want, then I start to set all the containers with museum wax. This part is not my favorite because it is a little bit messy and sticky, but it's amazing because once you get a good amount of wax on all the corners, it keeps the containers from sliding around whenever you open the drawers. I'm going to save you all the footage from this, but this probably took me about 45 minutes going through this filing cabinet that I've had since I was 20 years old. So I had a ton of paperwork I was able to throw away, and it felt really good to get rid of it. It's truly amazing how much stuff you get to throw away when you finally go through everything you've been keeping for years. And here's the finished product. So I am ending up changing these pictures out, so that's why I kept the tape back there. I'm gonna be putting some pictures from our flips in there, but I just kept our shelves pretty bare. I just wanted things to feel simple until I can fill it up with books. I labeled every single drawer so that I knew where things were. My husband would know where things were. Everything is perfectly in its own place. Everything has its own home, which is great because that's going to help keep us organized going forward in the future. I didn't keep all aesthetically pleasing pens and things like that, but just knowing where things are and where to find them is the best feeling. So this is the closet that is all of our camera equipment and folders, binders, envelopes, all that kind of stuff. And I also have like our personal filing cabinet in there too, where it has like warranties, the pet information, manuals for the home, just all of that kind of stuff. And the cool thing about organization is that it's not one size fits all, so everybody can decide what the system is that works best for them. This is where we keep all of our equipment for filming. Both of us have YouTube channels, so this works out for us. I have a bunch of random boxes there. Everything's labeled, more camera equipment, extra binders, and just some keepsakes up there. And everything is perfectly organized, and now it feels great. So I hope you guys enjoyed, and I will see you guys in the next video.